Hey everybody, how you doing? Welcome back to Miscast TV. I'm Joe Finley.
I'm Todd Murray.
That's this guy right here.
Tebow.
Sailor.
This guy.
Master Control. Everybody gives a shit.
That's a cool name, actually.
It's a great
Blaster Master?
Well, no.
You could be like, your power is that you can harness any electricity. Like you could fuck with shit.
That would be, well,
It would have to be media. It would have to be media. Because
Yeah.
you're the master controller.
I control it.
Or unless you could be like in life, you could be like, okay, stop this.
Shut it down.
And everybody's like frozen, Yeah, master control.
You know who used to do that? Zach Morris. Time out.
Time out. Let's go get that fucking, Vietnam satellite phone that he carries around with him and, get some hot 80s bangs. Yeah, like, holy, if I gotta put some quarter coins into it and then.
But we're not here to talk about Zach
trash,
Morris.
Right?
Today is the day, folks. Today.
Tomorrow.
No. Today, release dates.
Today.
Right? Have we started shooting this like 32
7
minutes
o'clock
from now?
in the morning.
Yeah. Yeah, it's morning. It's fine. Avengers. Infinity War.
The whole thing, the culmination of an era.
It is coming out today. We said today, right? So
yeah, I got you. Yeah, today.
Yeah, you with me now?
Yeah.
We wanted to just kind of give a little overview. Not give an overview. We expect you guys have seen the movies. We just wanted to. Yeah, we hope this is all news to you.
Yeah.
But
if you're the person and you're like, that girl or boy who's like really not into it, but your other half is, this is what you need to watch.
There you go. So yeah,
major spoilers for Avengers Infinity War, which we've seen at Stan Lee's motorhome / old age home.
Yeah.
Where we beat him.
Yeah, who offered? Somebody just
Kevin
recently.
Smith.
Oh, there you go. And
they're both like in a bed. He's like, I've got a lot here because I have a brand new gorilla heart. And he's like, you're old and probably should have died like multiple years ago.
Get better.
There's like a masseuse who's like suing him.
Really?
Because like he got too grabby. I mean, the guy's like 100 years old. You're giving him a massage. He's thinking rub and tug because that's why who's gonna pay for a massage without a happy ending?
That's why we have benefits.
And he probably went and grabbed her.
Yeah.
He probably didn't even. She knows he's got mad cash and he's senile. He won't even remember. He's like Bill Cosby. He's like, I could have done that. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm sleepy. That's what they said. But so yeah, we were just gonna kind of break it down movie by movie. If only there were 16 movies, we were gonna do tournament style. Oh. But there's more.
Let's kick out the Hulk. And,
we gotta start with number one, where it started. Iron Man.
Okay. First one, good movie.
That one was.
I enjoyed it.
A very good movie. It was the first movie because
was it all banking on this movie or no?
Absolutely.
Like if Iron Man bombed, they didn't have it.
Absolutely. And so there was a lot of pressure, and there's a lot of pressure on hiring Robert Downey Jr., who had not been back in the real limelight.
Percentage, Jack Nicholson, Joker style.
Well, he had to work up to that. But I mean, like prior to that, he was. The guy, I remember when they hired him, they were like, oh, he makes perfect sense to hire because, like, Tony Stark's, like, a drunk and, like, all this kind of stuff. And that's all he was like, he was the guy who woke up in a little girl's bed because he was, like, all coked out or some shit.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And it was just, like, some random house, too.
Yeah.
It was like, well, I've been there.
So.
Wish I could blame the cocaine.
So, big gamble pays off huge for everybody. The movie makes millions and millions and millions and millions.
Thank God it did.
Changes the style of superhero movies and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, because now they're good.
Yes.
It's like you pulled it right off the comic book page and made a movie of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is what they should have done forever.
Well, it's because everybody always wants a motif. It was like even like as much as I love the Tim Burton Batman and all that stuff, everything was based on, but everything was based on the motif. It wasn't about telling the story and using the source material and all that stuff. It was just make everything dark and cool and put some awesome music on. It works.
Joker on TV gassing people. Yeah, it sounds like source material to me.
It works, but it was just like it was just different. And then like it's great.
We're talking about the DC universe.
No, but I'm just saying that was what this is kind of our bellwether, right? And then you had like the X-Men movies, and that didn't feel they didn't feel like super, like, again, they wanted it to be like a little weird, and a little different, a little dark, or whatever.
Too down to earth.
Yeah, it's just, these are fantastical things that are happening in the world, so let them be so. So, and I think this one did a really good job. I mean, I didn't know, it's a thing about most of the Marvel things, I'm not a comic book guy as it is, but I only know certain people.
Yeah.
And much about them. I didn't know
Iron Man was one of their lower tiered guys too.
Yeah,
like when you before the movies came out, you went out and you asked somebody like, "Who's your favorite comic book guy?" You get Batman, Spider-Man, Hulk, Superman, Wolverine,
Spider-Man.
I wonder why they chose Iron Man as the first jumping off point.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they did it right. I think Captain America probably better had I had to choose with no knowledge of what's going on now, I probably would have went Captain America, especially if you're building towards Avengers. Right. But that being said, it all worked out.
What do you give Iron Man 1?
Iron Man 1, I give that one probably like an 8 out of 10.
I give it a 7.6.
Okay. So my only gripe with it is going to be one of my only gripes with a lot of them. I can't stand bad guys who are the same as the guy.
Yeah,
and that was basically what it was. It was Iron Man versus
the only one that I like is a Reverse Flash. And that guy's awesome.
I don't even understand.
That guy's cool.
It's just
he runs backwards. He can't run forwards.
That's dumb.
That's not true.
Okay, good. I'm just like
this guy.
I just like.
That's as far as I could get him up. I don't even think they knew anything even happened.
Yeah, he kicked his legs up. It was great.
I tried.
Well, let's watch the replay. Slow mo. No, you don't have to do it. Good God, you're terrible.
Put my slow-mo in slow-mo. Double slow-mo.
Yeah, it's going to be horrible. So I mean, that's really my only gripe. What's your favorite part of it?
Of Iron Man?
Yeah.
The first one?
Yeah.
Oh, the soundtrack, probably. This is Iron Man. I like when he broke out, when he finally made everything. Like when he was trapped, and he made his suit, and he busts out of the thing. Yeah. In his the first one that he makes, right? That was cool.
Okay, so secondly, because obviously we're not going to be doing this for the next 10 hours.
Whoa.
Yeah. A lot of people don't even. There you go. A lot of people don't even think about.
I don't.
This one as an MCU movie, and it's because the star is different than who was in it later and all this stuff. But The Incredible Hulk is a official MCU movie.
I just knew that because it was on the list.
It's on our list.
Like, wow, this movie counts.
Yeah, it does count.
Well, it doesn't connect to anything. Well, no, it does characters, yes, but no storyline. Anything crosses over.
Yeah, there's nothing going on in the movie.
It's garbage.
That crosses over. Tim Roth, I don't know, and I keep casting Tim Roth in things, and he drives me fucking nuts.
He's good. He's just miscasting.
But miscast, interesting.
Ooh.
But
Cha-ching.
Like, when they cast him in, what was it, Planet of the Apes? It's like he can be good. Of course he can be good. He was supposed to be Snape.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
But I mean, there are things he can be good in, but it's
Snape
just
escape.
I don't know. I just didn't understand him in this. I
enjoyed the Young Street Rumble where you can see Zanzibar and Big Slice.
And Sam's.
And
it was all that. That was supposed to be Harlem, but that's the Young Street in downtown Toronto.
Yeah, and of course it wasn't.
And which it usually is. I remember when we went to our first concert, they were shooting Starsky and Hutch.
That's right.
On the street there, and it was all the old cars. We were just sitting there like, what's going on? It was all like
that's right.
60s and 70s cars, whatever. That was Korn.
Yeah, that was a good concert.
Korn. So I mean,
Hulk. I didn't like the look of the Hulk in that movie. I didn't like a lot of it. I like the Hulk to be like
he's too veiny,
broad, like really wide, and not all veiny, and not like the 6-pack. Like I like him when he just has the big chest and he's just big, right? Like.
A lot of things I disliked about the movie. Loved William Hurt as General Ross. I thought he was really good as that.
How can the fucking in one scene he's like gonna make love to this chick, and then he's like, I can't make love to you because like I'm gonna turn into the Hulk, and then later on he totally bangs this girl.
Well, because it's what you gotta do. I'm not worried about that. Sometimes sometimes your dick speaks for you. Sometimes your brain speaks for you. I'm gonna chalk it up to that. But I liked William Hurt as General Ross. All in all, I liked Liv Tyler.
Oh yeah, she's I like her.
And she was really good at
Sexy
it. I liked hers better than Jennifer Connelly's.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the Ang Lee one. Yeah, that's some good action scenes in it.
Yeah, hey, I remember thinking then, oh, it's so neat because they're doing like this frames and all this stuff, and then it just got too artsy fartsy for me.
Yeah,
upon rewatches, and again the bad guys suck. And again, we have another bad guy who's just the same.
Well, that's what they say in the Marvel movies, that they have a bad guy problem.
They do.
Black Panther and they say not with Thanos.
Yeah.
The entire movie is pretty much about him.
Yes. And there are good bad guys, but the problem is when you're doing this many movies and you're pairing people off, you can't blow your load with all these friggin' people. Like, you can't go, oh, it's like had they done the Mandarin in the first, like the real Mandarin.
That's his real bad. That's like his number one bad.
That's
why
I'm saying.
Ruined it.
Yeah, but I was saying if you did that in the first one too, then where do you go from there too, right?
Right.
So
let's move on. Hulk sucked.
A lot to consider. Hulk sucked. We weren't very happy with the Hulk. So Iron Man 2 comes out next.
No good.
It was not.
No good.
There was
like no action. He barely fights, and you barely see the bad guy.
The only things in this is
his whip was cool though.
The rest of the Iron Man series for me is all about Tony Stark.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Iron Man stuff I did not care for. I did not like the scenes with him fighting Whiplash. I did not like the scenes with him, and although I really liked Don Cheadle replacing Terrence Howard, he did a great job. But yeah, it was just a lot of missteps there. But
the last action scene was so quick too.
But Tony Stark being
the third one,
maybe. But yeah, Tony Stark being the worried about his health and stuff because the thing was killing him.
Yeah,
that's all cool. And the replacement of Rhodey, but that was really it. Oh, and then the introduction of Black Widow, which then starts to give you you're starting to get a scope, because the only thing you got out of the Incredible Hulk was the post-credits scene, saying, "Oh yeah, hey, we're putting a team together, just so you know, blah blah blah." Which, by the way, the Iron Man, just having to jump back really quick to them, is the Sam Jackson post-credit scene, which tells you that this is the beginning.
That's exactly what I was just going to ask. Like, was this whole thing actually planned? Or did Iron Man do well and they're like, oh, now we can, do this? Or was that their whole plan? Like, if this movie does well, this is where we're going to go with it.
That was the plan. It was like, most of this stuff was laid out and in pre-production or whatever as Iron Man came out. But yeah, it certainly would have been shut down if it didn't go. So, anyway, so that's that. So that's what you get with these post-credit scenes now, starting to slowly link it together and say, hey, something's going to happen. Great. Thor. They're trying to go legit on this one. Kenneth Branagh directing.
I liked it a lot, actually.
And this was the first one that made me feel like they were going to get people to be in these movies.
Oh, like big...
because you get Anthony Hopkins as Odin, Kenneth Branagh directing. I'm like, people are
they're starting to be interested. I love that scene, man, in the end where he fights... Buddy there, I just saw him in the cartoon, the big metal guy.
Yes.
And when he fires that thing out of his head, Jesus Christ, in the theater, I was just like, oh man, it was like ripping my head apart. Like, it was so loud.
That looked great. And I think the most important thing they did, which
7-Eleven.
There you go.
7-Eleven was right there too.
Excellent. But some people complain about it and some people don't, was the fact that, because they made it a little silly, which I think is really necessary, because the idea, now to this point, we don't have other worlds and all this in there. So for this to all of a sudden come to a head is kind of silly. So then for people to be there and go, whoa, this is all happening, this is nuts. It was kind of important, right? So you get some more
Rainbow Road,
and you get your Natalie Portmans and your Stellan Skarsgårds and all these people to kind of be a part of that.
Natalie Portman was a big one too, I guess, right? To get Natalie Portman, that's pretty.
And
pretty sassy.
And a huge highlight in Loki, who that was supposed to be it for him, was do a movie.
Oh yeah, they loved him.
And then he got so popular that it was just like, yeah. I
wonder if that was like, obviously I think there was a lot of calculation going on, but like, they want to introduce a lot of worlds. So the next one after Iron Man is Thor, introducing a whole other realm and like,
Yeah, it's now
the idea that there's more. Exactly, like there's more than just.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then we've got Captain America.
Good.
Coming out of this. It was good. It was like everything I liked about Wonder Woman, I liked about Captain America. Yes, the
They
Captain
got
America movies were
way
way better afterwards, but it was the story you had to tell. It was. I think that its biggest drawback was necessary, though. It was period, right? So I was like, oh, this has to take.
Was very wonderful. Wonder Woman was very much like Captain America.
And we all do, and like everything else, we do this in one take.
Hugo Weaving was good in it as Red Skull.
Really good.
I think he was perfectly cast as Red Skull.
The look of Red Skull when the Red Skull came out, I was kind of like,
I dug it.
It was all right, but it was,
Skeletor.
I don't know. I didn't want it to be a mask, but I didn't want it to be CGI. I don't think they could have won me over.
I don't think so. One way to say that, like, you could have been like really Red Skull's head, and you're like, I don't know.
Yeah, it was just like
should have had a wig on.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, because somehow it was bigger. Like he peels off his face, and then he's got a bigger head.
My problem with that movie was, I feel that they should have, in multiple scenes, he should have been trying hair on, and the other Hydra agents don't like it, and he gets mad.
Yeah, and I liked the use beyond that. So like he uses a shield.
I enjoyed. Come on, friggin' what's her name? His love interest. That's a great story.
Yes.
What a bummer.
Agent Carter.
Gone. What a heartbreaker.
That was really good, actually. And then, I
think she's coming back.
That one spun off the most stuff.
I think she's going to be in Infinity War.
Really?
Yeah, because they're going to be jumping through portals and stuff. He's going to run into her. Totally.
Yeah,
yep.
That'd be interesting.
I think so.
I think she's brilliant, and I did like Agent Carter when it was on. I'm
going to go out on a limb right now. I have not seen this film.
Yes.
I believe Captain America is going to die in this movie, and I think he's going to die in her arms.
Interesting. I think he's going to die in Iron Man's arms.
That'd be good too. Iron Man's going to feel so bad.
Yeah.
Oh, God, is he ever going to be guilty?
And it's the only one, too, where its post-credit scene is actually a scene from Avengers.
Oh, that's right.
It's actually like straight out. They took that scene and it's when he's punching all the punching bags and he knocks it off and he throws it in the pile.
Oh, and he whips it.
But like
maybe you just get like a stronger punching bag. Like maybe like that makes it feel like a big man. He's like punching all the bags off. And of course, an Iron America.
Yeah.
Iron America. That would be the company that see that would be the company that makes super strong punching bags for Captain America.
I'm down with that. I'm completely down with that. And I also like too. So now like Thor and this have now brought the Tesseract through 2 movies.
That's right.
So now you're seeing a little bit of there's something
we don't even know yet. Right?
There's something connecting. You don't know how big it's going to be.
Yeah.
You know it's going to, and then it ends up being a main thing. So now that gets us to Avengers.
Great.
Avengers was a
10
fantastic movie. Absolutely 10
out of 10.
We haven't been rating the other ones, but let's
fuck it.
Yeah, fuck it.
There's 20 movies to get through here.
Yeah, exactly. We got a while. But Avengers did. I can't think of a mistake they made.
It was perfect. It was exactly everything I've ever wanted.
The way they brought the things together, and like even the shots, like that one shot when they're finally all together with Hulk hulked out and everything, and it's going around all of them.
And screams.
And
awesome.
It's so good. And Goofy, look at this.
I'm always
I'm gonna get really close. See, I'm not fucking around. This is real.
He's CG. That was green screen. He's a robot. He has no emotions.
I'm not that good at any of this. Yeah, exactly. But everything was good.
The way that they interacted, like where Iron Man flies in and he shoots off a captain's shield and then flies off, and where that shot where it follows him through the whole thing. The only thing I don't like about a lot of these movies is it's always Iron Man centric, which pisses me off. Minor gripe.
It's to me, and it's not a gripe to me. It's whoever was going to be the first movie
was going to be that guy.
If Captain America was the first one, it would be him.
It would be him.
But I like at the same time.
It makes sense.
He acknowledges that he's not the leader. Like even in Avengers 2, he literally says, he's in charge. I just buy the stuff. Like, he's like, I just pay for everything and make everybody look cool.
Yeah.
But so I like the dynamic, and also he is the type of character who would put himself in front.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm going to speak for these people. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. But it was obviously the first movie that showed like a global scale threat.
Which was the first time you saw Thanos?
You see him in the post credit thing
floating around
as well. He's like
to snapper crap.
Yeah, to challenge death. He's always going.
That's a chair for him.
Yes. And he's in space, so just floats away. Brolin, you did it again, baby. I think he did the exact same thing in Goonies.
Until somebody like fucking runs into it. That should have been what they really run into, the Guardians of the Galaxy. Thanos shit, not Thor.
And this is where, too, I'll give a lot of love to Agent Coulson.
Oh, yeah?
For this one.
S.H.I.E.L.D. apparently is really good now.
Clark Gregg. Coulson's death was like the first real loss you get in that, and it was so like
we needed something to inspire the team.
Very nice.
Iron Man killed him.
Yeah, it was a very nice mix of serious and funny and action. Like it had
and Hulk and Thor, their interactions were great.
That was really good. And that leads further.
Is that the airplane hangar fight in that one?
Yes, when they're in the...
He smokes him with Mjolnir, he lands in the plane. And
my favorite part was when he tries to pick up Mjolnir and he can't.
Yeah.
That was the first
Vision
time.
had no problem.
Well, because Vision's worthy.
Yeah.
Okay, so we leave Avengers. We were talking, too, actually, about the post-credit scene and that when they do the shawarma. Because we were talking about situations where people have to come back for reshoots and they can't change their look for one reason or another. He had brought up something about them not wanting to or regretting dyeing his hair
blonde,
super blonde and stuff like that because that causes problems and when reshoots come into play. And then we talked, of course, about Superman's lip, which was... okay, you did it again.
Oops, you did it again.
They're gonna blame Whedon for that, but
I blame Whedon for everything.
But then, in the post-credit scene, you'll see when they're eating the shawarma, Captain America's got his hand over his face.
I didn't. You need to watch it again because, I don't even remember his hand being over his face.
Yeah, he's the only one not eating.
I always pictured they're all exausted from fighting, so he's kind of just
and that was basically, that's how he plays it.
Yeah.
But the but the
I'm doing it right now. I don't seem to.
And you're almost definitely leaning off screen.
Yeah,
there you go. There you go. But yeah,
does it look like I'm faking a mustache or something?
Yeah. Well, it was because he had a beard and Snowpiercer, and he couldn't.
It was a good movie.
And he couldn't pull the. He couldn't take it off, so they put something over his face to cover it up. Didn't look good, so he just covered it.
Facial hair, just ruining movies, for years.
Mm-hmm. So now we go to our first post-Avengers movie. It's Iron Man 3.
Garbage.
See, again, garbage, good Tony Stark stuff.
Yes.
Very good.
See, that's what I understand the Tony. I don't care. I want to see Iron Man. That should have been called fucking Tony Stark Lives Again.
And that's exactly it, too, because it's the same problem that we had with the Spider-Man, the Amazing Spider-Man movies, is that the Peter Parker stuff was good, and the Spider-Man stuff sucked. Really good. So, and this one, when you get to see him actually fight and use his wits.
This is the one where they ruined Mandarin.
Yes.
Oh, I can't believe it. Mandarin is his number one bad guy. And for them to make him some hippie, and when I heard that it was going to be Ben Kingsley, I was like, holy shit, man. It's like they had no money. They should have nothing happened in it.
They should have played it up just right and then made it so he discovered his rings or something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
But all the Tony Stark stuff was really good. The obsession with constantly building the suits and all that really leads well into Avengers 2.
I like him and Pepper Potts stuff too is good.
That was, but
are they married now?
No.
I think they're engaged.
Yeah, I think he has the
in real life.
Oh, in real life?
In real life, I think that Robert Downey Jr. and Gwyneth Paltrow are engaged, unless it was a joke.
He's married, so I think it was a joke.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure.
We're going to look into this.
Yeah. We'll get it. See, I'll just put it down here. Let's see it. So now we move on to Thor: The Dark World.
Garbage.
Yeah, I was not a fan of this one.
It's like he was fighting some dark elf out of fucking some fantasy thing.
I liked the idea.
Yeah, I dug the dark elves too, right? I read these books with these dark elves.
Yeah.
And he was like the bad guy in Blade 2. It's like the same guy.
Very similar, actually.
Really?
Now that you mention it, yeah. I liked the idea of curse and stuff where breaks that thing, turns into a monster. Really liked the whole thing. I think that Renee Russo was really given a chance to shine, and do some action stuff before she gets killed.
Oh, yeah.
So
I really like the wigs in that movie.
There's a lot. There was a lot going on. I was starting to get the feeling that, what's her face there?
What's her tits?
Yeah. Why can't I think of her name all of a sudden? Natalie Portman.
Natalie Portman.
Why she didn't, I was starting to get the feeling she didn't want to be there. And I think that the other Earth people, like Kat Dennings and that, were starting to get the feeling like they weren't needed.
Right. Yeah, well, because they weren't.
They weren't. But they were in the first one because you needed a human reaction to what's the craziness going on. Now it's going on.
Now they're out in space and shit, and the whole planets, and Asgard.
Yeah. My favorite scene in the whole movie is destroyed Loki when his mom dies.
Right.
Right. Well, his adopted mom.
Yes.
But spoiler alert for a movie we talked about 3 movies.
Right.
But
some emotion from Loki.
Yeah, so it was,
some honest emotion where he's not fucking around or tricking you.
That was really, really good. I liked that stuff. Yeah, the human stuff just bothered me outright. Yeah, I don't know what else to say about it.
There's nothing else to say.
No.
Fuck it.
It's fine. Now we get to Winter Soldier.
Amazing.
Another 10.
Absolutely amazing. 10,
it was, I would put this... Depending on my mood, I would put this just above or just below the Avengers because they are very different movies. So it really depends on what kind of movie I'm in the mood for at the time.
The movie was intense. But, that's why, because it was just straight intense.
Yeah.
Took itself seriously. It was, this movie's fucking rocking.
Well, because this was a...
These are the guys that directed...
This was,
Infinity War.
This is the Russos.
Yeah, these are the guys being like, okay, fuck, Joss Whedon's out. These are the guys.
The Russos, and again,
well, not yet.
We've talked about them before on the podcast and other things. The Russos came up by directing Arrested Development and Community.
Oh, that's right. Isn't that Phil and Chris Lord did Community as well?
No, that was.
What did they do? Yeah,
the other comedy.
Their Community.
They might have. No.
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 Oh, well.
But anyways, it doesn't matter. They've done other comedy stuff though, and excuse me, I'm getting parched for talking about. Sorry, and it's the first time too when you have like a bad guy who's like the good guy that I was into. Yeah. I was like, okay, now we're starting to see this whole super soldier thing is going beyond. And not only that, they used his best friend to do it. Like, they added more depth and emotion to it, and it was really, really good. Then to find out Sebastian Stan has, like, a deal longer than literally everybody else now, which would lead you, again, to believe that Captain America's going to die. He's going to take up the shield.
Could be Falcon, though, too, right?
Well, they can do either or, but I think they've already signed.
I think they're going to do Bucky.
I think they're going to do Bucky.
I like the Bucky one rather than the Falcon one.
Yeah. Exactly, and but they can really do literally whatever they want. You're both Captain America.
Woo, that's all you're Captain. You're America.
Yeah. Woo! High five.
Yeah. When they do a high five, then their costumes make the one. You know.
Yeah. Whatever happens, I hope they're in the movies together because I really liked their.
I do as well. I do as well.
Yes. Robert Redford.
I was just gonna say Robert Redford.
I get now you're just
now you're starting to get that once Anthony Hopkins did it, and everybody's like, hey, I'll do it too, I guess now. There's a thing. Zoe Saldana just came out with something where she was talking about how they're kind of looked down on.
Yeah.
Like as actors from the other actors. And it's like, are you kidding me? It was like, I just acted with Anthony Hopkins and I just made like $10 million for my movie. So who the fuck is laughing?
It's kind of win-win because you're doing full-on blockbusters, but you're being asked to play characters that you don't always get to play. And I'm sorry.
It's like a movie. That's when they wanted to make movies. This is what it was. Make-believe, pretend, you know.
Now we go to Guardians of the Galaxy.
Awesome.
A wonderful surprise. Because I expected nothing of it.
I am so proud of this movie and the director of this movie because he's the guy, he's a trauma guy.
He is
I don't know if you guys know Trauma. They make the most disgusting, we've talked about it, and he wrote a bunch of trauma movies, and for him to do this was amazing. They actually had him come in and write the Guardians dialogue in Infinity War.
Oh, is that true?
Yep.
Oh, that's cool.
Yep, he was, they were like, yeah, I guess they felt like it's not snapping like it should, so they brought him in, and essentially it was the same scene, but he wrote the dialogue.
He has the voice.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
So that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
What's his name?
James Gunn.
James Gunn.
But yeah,
he also directed Slither.
Yes, he did.
He's a Nathan Fillion guy.
Elizabeth Banks.
Yeah.
But he did brilliant. Well, everybody's a Nathan Fillion guy. Joss Whedon was a Nathan Fillion guy too.
Yep. True.
But
Nathan Fillion started the MCU.
All right, he's everything. He's Captain America. He's also Wolverine, I think. I don't know. You can prove me wrong. What are you going to do? Put comments down here that call me fucking gay? I doubt it. It's always my favorite. I've seen that comment more than once to the point where it just became a cliche.
Oh, you?
To say, no, not me. Nobody gives a shit about me enough to say something.
So whether you're faking it, you are gay, or you're fake and gay.
Yeah, but it's like they're not calling it homosexual. It's just that kind of like, this is dumb.
Yeah, it's gay. You're gay. You're being gay.
It's like the same way the R word gets used.
Republican?
You got it.
Mm-hmm.
Fake news.
Like Buddy, eh? Jim Varney.
Yeah, I mean, my only gripe with
it showed me, this movie. Okay, sorry, go.
But my only gripe with Guardians, and it's not even I gripe, it's just they wasted money on large celebrities to do Rocket and Groot. You did not need Bradley Cooper to play Rocket.
Yeah, he's perfect now. Now when you hear him, like, he's great.
But I mean, like, you could, like...
They bring Vin Diesel in again and pay him and say, I am Groot a bunch of times in the microphone.
Yeah, it's bananas. I saw him on the red carpet. He's a fucking banana. He came out, he has like a white jean jacket. It was a white jacket. I don't know if it was jean or leather. I didn't get that close a look. And he's got little branches coming out of it. And he's just like, this is the best. I'm awesome. He's like, look at me carrying another $1 billion movie. And he's like, yeah, you have 3 words in this movie that nobody sees you at.
You're a CG character.
Yeah, just diamond.
Yeah.
But
is he on the set or not?
No, he's not on the set.
I don't think he is either. So like, they're all talking about camaraderie, and you see the interviews. Vin Diesel's by there.
Him and Bradley Cooper both not on the set. Sean Gunn, who plays one of the Ravagers, plays Rocket on set. He sits there and he's crouched down and doing all that.
He's a Ravager I like. He's a good one.
Yeah, he's the one who's in, and he's also in Gilmore Girls.
Yeah.
And he's going to be at Niagara Falls Comic Con.
I hope he's going to be in Avengers now. Hopefully the Ravagers show up.
Yeah. Everybody...
What happened to Buddy's thing?
We're not even there.
Did you go with him? Oh, yeah, we're not.
We're not even there.
Yeah, no, you're right. Spoiler.
But, and then this is also another one. Now you're finally getting info on the Infinity Stones.
And now we're introducing like there's a galaxy out there.
Yes.
You know what I mean? The thing with Guardians of the Galaxy was it changed the tone.
Yeah.
Like, the movies had some jokes here and there, but this movie was, like, sassy, badass, lots of jokes.
Yeah.
And it was, like, the soundtrack, and it was really, like, whoa, it was, like, a get-you-going kind of a funny movie, which was different than the other ones.
Everybody was good, and nobody treated that.
Drax,
and now you get
Drax is the best.
And Glenn Close.
Oh, yeah.
See, like, everything was unexpected. The casting, like, you got John C. Reilly.
Rules was in it.
Yeah.
Steve Brule.
I just said John C. Reilly.
John C. Reilly.
And... we said it almost
the same.
Yeah, sorry about that. Hey, let's check it out. It's Steve Rule. But yeah, it was just they did so much right, and they cast it right, and they just did a lot of cool things. Actually, I'm wondering now how they feel about casting with Captain America, considering John Krasinski could have been Captain America, and now he's hot. Although
no, he's going to be Mr. Fantastic. I'm guaranteeing you, they're talking about right now. They're like, he said he wants to be, and I could totally see it.
I'd like to see
he could totally be Mr. Fantastic.
They said not to expect any of the Fox products to be a part of the MCU for another few years yet.
Yeah.
I think because they have plans right now, and they don't want to just like cram it into like.
I have a feeling. I think I know when the X-Men is going to be introduced. What's that? Captain Marvel. Yeah. Because Captain Marvel takes place in the 90s.
Yeah.
Okay, where's she been?
Yeah.
The only explanation, unless they change it, which they can tell you the truth, is Rogue took her powers. Remember the cartoon?
Yeah.
Mystique, Rogue's mom, makes Rogue grab onto Captain Marvel, and she sucks her right in, like, you know. So Captain Marvel's consciousness is trapped inside Rogue while Carol Danvers' body, or whatever her name is, lying in a hospital bed, like, all messed up.
So I didn't know any of that.
Yeah, so that's how they can introduce the X-Men.
It'll really depend.
Or the concept of them, you know, kind of like Thanos. So they talk about Thanos. They can talk about, because where the fuck was she? Where was she? Why isn't Nick Fury saying, hey, I knew this girl 20 years ago. I used to fight crime with her. She was, you know what I mean?
It'll really be. It'll really depend on how they decide to deal with the X-Men. Are they going to start it all over? Because they said it's going to be a while, and I think they're giving the current Fox group a chance to finish the story they were telling.
Right.
And then are they just going to reboot it completely? Or is all of that canon and it's going to continue? And
reboot.
So that's
Marvel reboot.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yep.
So We'll have to see how that goes. Stay tuned to Marvel.
They will.
Keep buying tickets. Yeah, you're all fucking there. You're not watching this. You're watching the movie for the third time right now. But
yeah, you just remind me of Winter Soldier. Turn us off. Here comes Winter Soldier. Marvel, you owe us fucking money.
Yeah, there you go. Okay, Age of Ultron.
Garbage.
I disagree.
Garbage.
No, I do disagree. I think that there's
worst bad guy in the Marvel universe ever. In a movie. Ultron's like one of their biggest villains. Yeah. You barely see him. It was essentially the same movie as the first where they're fighting in the streets of New York and stuff. I'm like, come on, robots.
See, and I liked a lot of things to it. Again, it was a lot of the human element again. The same thing that Tony Stark was obsessing over in 3, protecting everybody, which leads directly into this, and then he gets the Scarlet Witch.
I think it was the term the lice champ.
Yeah, to say he's responsible for everybody's death and all this kind of thing. He's like, I gotta protect him. And this Iron Legion thing I'm working on isn't enough. So they work on Ultron. I would have liked to have...
Nice way to introduce Vision, though. I dug that.
They did a great job with Vision. I would have liked to have gotten just a teeny tiny little thing, even if it wasn't until Ant-Man came out, to have a Stark stole my Ultron design. He's like, because it is his, but they haven't introduced them yet, so they're like, well, they're gonna have to. And I'm like, I knew it was gonna be Stark, but it would have been interesting to go, or even if he went, I got this from my father's research, and then you find out his father got it from him, and that's what causes their little snag.
That'd be pretty neat, actually.
So,
it's not bad.
But that would have been that. I really like James Spader as the voice.
Yeah, he was totally underutilized. I was like, man.
Very underutilized. People didn't like kind of his characterization, but I kind of understood it because everything...
He was kind of funny.
Everything he knew was from the internet.
Yeah.
And he's also a child.
Yes.
Like in that, like, this is all new to me. And he's like, whoa. So
he said some funny shit, too, that I really dug.
It was interesting. And then it also starts off Ulysses Claw with the ripping off the arm.
Yep.
And so there was a lot of good stuff in there. And I liked the... kind of the way they dealt with the Hulk in it, because he ends up becoming, like, he knows how dangerous he is and all this kind of stuff.
Oh, yeah, that's where he fucks off at the end.
Yeah.
You don't see him for like 18 movies.
Like, lots of good elements to that. The only downfall for me was exactly like Todd said. The main battle is essentially just take out the Chitauri and throw in the Ultrons. And so, that was a pretty big gripe. But I liked the whole idea of they were taking down the last of Hydra.
I think that they had
the beginning of the movie. Like there was a lot going on.
Yeah, there was, and I give Joss Whedon credit because I think they expected too much of him out of part 2.
Yeah, well,
while handing him the same stuff.
This one also had the most, or at least to this point, had the most studio hands in it.
Right.
So it was.
He said he had a problem with that too. Yeah, he was pissed off with. This is after this one he left.
But my issue when I hear stuff like that, and it was the same thing even with the Snyder stuff and all these different things, is it just an excuse, or is it the truth? And you don't really know because everybody's PR machines are going flying, right? So it's like, he could be telling the exact truth, and this is exactly what's happening. Or he could be just fucking going, oh, not my fault, check with these assholes. But
that's what I do.
Now we get into Ant-Man.
Good.
It was good.
Not great.
No,
good.
It didn't lead up to the hype of a new character because... You've been bringing in...
It's kind of underwhelming.
Well, you've been bringing in all the well-known ones, so there's a lot of expectation and a lot going on with it. Great. Then you bring in Guardians of the Galaxy that nobody knows, and boom, great. Not a lot of people know Ant-Man. I mean, the comic people all know Ant-Man.
Yes.
Not a lot of people, like the general public know Ant-Man. So this is your first introduction to him. I think they did a great job going with Paul
Rudd. Man, his buddies are so
jealous. And then aging up Hank Pym.
Yeah.
Yeah, his buddies are
friggin'
stoner nerds. They are chomping at the bit to be.
Oh my god! Well, because he hangs out with all those dudes, right? All the comedy movies he's in with all these guys, and they must just be like, "Oh my god, you lucky fuck."
I'm kind of surprised Seth Rogen isn't the voice of Rocket. When we say this now, I don't think he'd be that bad in that.
I don't think so either, and I'm not the biggest Seth Rogen fan, but you're right. I think he would be a good Rocket.
Okay, but it's done now.
It's too late. Bradley Cooper's doing great.
You're already overpaying Bradley Cooper.
We had what's his name in Ant-Man? Michael Douglas.
Michael Douglas. Well, because obviously you have to have Hank Pym. I like the older Hank Pym, the idea of the older Hank Pym in this.
Me too.
Well, because they've been doing all this kind of stuff, and it's like, I think it works better. I know some people, some friends of mine and stuff I talked to about it, they were mad that it wasn't Hank Pym, but it was. I've got a couple people I know who talk to me
at the bus stop.
Yeah, well, until I get out of the way so they can go in the bathroom, it's all my conversation.
Exactly, right?
But they were like, oh, it should have been Pym doing this and that, and blah, blah, blah. They don't like any of the scenarios where it's like, well, in the comics, this isn't the person who did that. Well, fucking guess what?
Yeah.
This is not how this stuff works. You're going to have to pick.
Yeah.
It's late. I'm not boring you. Am I boring you?
No.
No, it's late. But, it's all good. Let's see
if only please, Zelda.
It's fine. We're doing something.
Shoot junk.
We're doing one thing or another. Yeah, that's the biggest one. You're hitting the H. People are like, hey, nerd.
You maybe think to yourself, where are the arm? Where are the needle marks? Below the waist.
Always. I only do the between his toes now, though, because fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. So that is Ant-Man. Now we get Civil War.
Amazing.
Civil War is
amazing.
It's another Avengers movie, essentially, because you got everybody in it. But
awesome. 10 out of 10.
Yeah. It is everything you should have gotten.
I watched that movie again the other day, and I just fast-forwarded to the action scene today. It was just like...
and the whole...
introduction of Spider-Man into the MCU universe.
Which I thought was impossible.
Amazing.
I remember I had this conversation with everybody because they're like, we're bringing Black Panther in because he's going to do what Spider-Man was supposed to do in this movie. And then out of nowhere, they're just like, oh yeah, we're talking to Sony. What? Oh yeah, it's just happening. Sorry. And then it's just like, oh, yeah, no problem. He's in the movie now. What?
Amazing.
Oh, he was
the proper Spider-Man. The first time ever, like, even in any of those Spider-Man movies, you never saw anything like that with him flipping around. And Spider-Man is one of the stronger characters in the Marvel Universe.
Yeah.
He's literally in, like, the top 10.
He's at
the low end of there, but he's way up there. Like, he's not Thor or Hulk, but he is super. He's way stronger than Captain America or Bucky or fucking Falcon. And they show it.
Yeah.
Fucking whips the truck right back at them.
Yeah.
That scene where Bucky goes to punch at him and he just catches it, and Bucky's like, what the shit? Like,
that was his best moment.
He's yakking the whole time. Falcon's like, yeah, we're fighting here, man. You can shut up. Like,
yeah. And they did everything right. The introduction of Aunt May.
Yep.
And his relationship with Iron Man, which is so obviously important when Spider-Man
Homecoming I'm not digging it, though. I'm not digging the Iron Spider suit.
No.
I did not like his suit in that new Spider-Man movie.
No.
Because his suit doesn't talk to him and stuff. His suit doesn't do it. He's got spider senses and shit. Like, come on. His suit's like, why you don't even need to be Spider-Man.
I think they should have, I think because, there is an Iron Spider suit in this world and stuff. So I'm fine with that. But I would have liked the first suit that he had to have been very basic.
Yeah.
He's like, let it do the auto thing and let it have the tracker in it and all those things and say I built your web slingers into it.
Yeah.
All that kind of stuff. And it's like,
that was half the fun though. You know what I mean? I felt like, oh shit, I'm out of wet. Like, go get a commercial, and you come back and it's working.
Well, while you were watching a Pepsi commercial, I was reloading this bad boy.
Oh, yeah, just got thing he's got in there.
Yeah. But, it's like, why did I put a screwdriver in to change the batteries?
Alan
Which still my all-time biggest pet peeve with kids' toys. Oh, batteries are dead. Gotta get out my screwdriver.
Yeah. No, like my shaved
battery.
Pinky nail.
Yeah.
And then the battery, you gotta go to Radio Shack, and it's like an octagon.
You gotta find the last Radio Shack, which is in Duluth.
Yeah, you're like, shit.
Yeah. So... that has little to do with Civil War, but yeah, I was like that fight scene,
awesome.
that airport fight scene was everything you wanted it to be, and they left it in a really cool spot for Avengers,
and where you've got Tony Starks and they're fighting.
Yeah, where you got this big rift. So yeah, Civil War, I left everything just really cool. I was really happy.
Amazing. It did a lot of. Every now and then these movies will have like a couple overlapping. This one was like Black Panther, Spider-Man. Like there was so much stuff to branch out. Little seeds planted. Aunt May and you know,
Yeah.
Wakanda,
And
Dispute.
I really liked the way, because you just got Black Panther. You got T'Challa and Black Panther. You got none of Wakanda. It let it be its own thing. It's like, this is going to be over here. You can look forward to it. You wait for it, and you're gonna enjoy it. But for now, here's just a little taste of what you're going to be getting into. And I think
it's a smart idea, right? Because like if they're going to come up with a Spider-Man movie and a Black Panther movie, you might as well give them a little piece just to see like what you're getting into. Like this is what you're going to see if you go see this movie. You know, like
it would not have done as well for all the wrong reasons had they not given people a little bit of a taste of what they were going to see as far as the kind of action and stuff like that. I don't think enough people would have went out to see the Black superhero, which is a travesty, but it's just the way it is.
I always like, ever since I was watching the cartoon before these movies, I always liked Black Panther. I always thought he was cool as fuck.
He is so cool, and he's a necessary character in this world because
he totally is,
because of the vibranium stuff and all this other stuff. Like, and he's
an essential piece of the puzzle.
And I think I'm really looking forward to their coming together with the other characters more than even the Guardians of the Galaxy's coming together with the other characters.
Right.
Because I want to see his sister meet with Tony Stark and go like, this is the stuff I'm doing. And it's like beyond what he does. Yeah. And it's like, so I'm looking forward to all that.
That's going to be nice seeing those two of them playing off each other. Hopefully we get that. We got 2 movies, right? So maybe it'll be the next one.
Yeah, who knows? And then
after they all die.
So we go from Civil War to Doctor Strange.
Good movie.
It was a very good movie.
I liked it a lot, actually.
It was a dip in quality from Civil War.
Yes.
But
that's the problem.
It's always going to be ebb and flow. That's why
it was good. I really, really liked the idea of how he beat the bad guy in the end, too.
I did, too.
I thought that was such a good idea.
It's the way a smart guy would do it.
Exactly.
So
and all the kaleidoscope stuff. I really dug it. And then another one is now introducing us to the magical world.
Yes.
There's magic out there.
I like kind of the way they put it off, too. They're like, what is magic except science you just don't understand?
Right, exactly.
And it was, so they kind of, they ground even magic. And they're like, this is just another science.
Give me your, open a portal for me. And then give me some. So.
Yep.
Yeah, I believe that. It's like you're opening, your swirling ingredients around.
In the girls' locker room! That probably looks awful on camera, I'm sorry. I find everything I rub like this opens up for me.
That'd
be my...
I don't know what I'm going to say. Portal open.
See mine until I get in like superhero shape?
That looks like they're really like one of these... Is there somebody on set being like, hey,
I was using my sling ring.
This is what you should... These are the kind of things wizards would do. Or are they just making it up?
No, they literally... what's her face? Elizabeth Olsen said that she had very like kind of specific choreographies and stuff like that as far as the doing what she's.
We never get enough Scarlet Witch.
No, my car's named the Scarlet Witch. It's got Star Wars decorations on it, but I named it the Scarlet Witch.
You also ran over a gypsy in it, so
yeah. But it wasn't the one who then looked at me and went, thinner. So
you're like, say it, lady. You're like, say it, please. Say it.
Because of you, when I use my sling ring to open the portal, I have to go through it like this. That is the sound effect for fat people.
That's when you breached.
Yeah. So that was really good. I really liked kind of his arrogance.
He was great in that role too.
And he starts to bring in, I don't know a ton about it, I just did a little reading up on it because I was told about it, was the Illuminati, which now being able to get the Fantastic Four and stuff opens up. If you can keep Tony around, if he's still alive by the end of all this, and you get him, you get Mr. Fantastic, and you get Doctor Strange, and I think there's somebody else involved. I don't know. Now we get to Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Good. Really
it was good.
It wasn't as good as the first one.
Agreed.
I dug the bad guy, though. Took a long time to get to it, too.
I liked the comedy, too, of the whole, I have all this power, and this is what I'm going to do with it.
I did not dig that when Peter Quill murders his father, the Celestial, he then loses his like celestial. So now essentially he's just a human in a mask.
Yeah.
I don't think they should have done that.
I think
he just should have killed his dad, right? Like,
yeah, exactly. It would have been
why would you
interesting in
kill
this
him?
next movie, and then into Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, where you get a little teasing of, oh, like, this is who I am.
I'm a
this
human
is
now,
what I am.
yeah.
Like, it would have been
Maybe
interesting.
they will.
Or
James
even to
Gunn's
explore what his
not a
powers
dumb.
No, he's.
So you know it will be addressed.
Yeah, but at the same time, it also puts him in a place where he's not Superman. He's not.
Well, he wasn't
He-
before.
no,
I
but
don't
I-
even know what his powers
No, but
before.
but if all of a sudden he could discover all his powers as a celestial and he can
Right.
control and create and do whatever, it makes him
That's why
virtually
he didn't die
invulnerable,
when he
right?
went out into space there. Right?
Yes.
Like, why is he dying his helmet's off?
Well, and they give you a little tease of that, and they're like, "Oh, it's because you're not fully human."
You don't know.
But then
yeah.
you don't really know anything else beyond that.
I thought he was going to
So-
be Thanos' kid in the beginning
Yeah.
here.
The introduction of Mantis was good.
She's a cutie, eh?
It was good,
And
and
she's banging Drax on
well, eventually. And I'm trying to think, but I'm pretty sure it's the first Marvel movie I cried at.
What?
Was this one during Yondu's funeral?
Oh, fuck. Yeah, I was close. I thought. I was fighting it. You know, that lump in the throat, and I'm like, no. No, I know. Just cry all the time. I don't know why it's a problem.
That was me.
Why it's
It was
a
just,
problem. Like,
I had
why
that kind of thing, and I'm like, choke it back. I'm like, no. Please.
Like a blast wave, everybody's
exactly.
sobbing.
So I found out what my superpower is. So yeah, so I mean that was that, and that was so all in all good, but not next.
What happened to
level.
his thing?
Which
Was he buried with it?
oh no, he gave it to Sean Gunn, the other Ravager.
The other
right?
dude's got it.
So he's got it, and remember he's trying to learn how to use it. And then he puts it through, and then he like shoots the arrow into Jack.
That's
Jax.
right.
I almost called him Jax, the
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat character.
Or Jack and Daxter.
No,
Oh, that's Jack, not Jax.
I would never make any
With
of
the
those
arms?
mistakes.
Yeah, buddy, with the arms.
So yeah, it goes into Drax as he's trying to learn how to use it, and he like puts it down and runs away. So it's nice to see that he'll probably still have a role.
He should, because I think they should add him to the Guardians of the Galaxy crew.
Yeah, which
I
I think
liked
they
him.
will. I think they'll probably do it like it's some kind of like, this is your base, like this is where you go, and then it's like you're leaving. He's like, I've got everything set up for you, and
Yeah.
like, okay, see you when you come back, and then they'll cut back to him a few times just to be funny. He's like, they'll communicate to him like, we need to know this.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll get it for you. Which is flawless.
I love that whole,
But,
the whole father, son thing that Yondu and him had, were kind of like in the beginning, he's like, you were going to eat me. And he's like, man, they were never going to friggin' eat you.
Yeah, I
you know
know.
what I mean? Like, he's just got to be a tough guy, around his
Yeah.
crew. He
Yeah,
loves
so
you.
good.
You're like his kid,
He's
like.
so and Michael Rooker is just so Michael Rooker.
Oh my God, he's
all the way
amazing.
through it.
Like that scene, you knew that he loved it when he opened up the orb and it was like the troll doll, and you just see his
the
big
first one,
smirk
yeah.
on his face. He's like,
You
par for the
got it,
course,
man.
kind of, right? He's like, good for
Uh,
you, yeah.
Yeah, and the soundtracks on both of those.
Now, what are they going to do part 3 now?
Different soundtrack.
No, what I mean, like, he doesn't have the tapes, he's only got 2 tapes.
He's got a Zoom there.
Oh, that's right.
gave him a
He's
Zoom.
got the...
What do we got next? I gotta go. Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Awesome.
Done so well. That that opening montage bit of the home video
Yeah.
of him being called into
Yeah.
the thing was the perfect way to tie it in. No origin story. It's already underway. He's already Spider-Man. And I loved the relationship between him and Tony Stark.
That's what I was going to say, the complete opposite. I did
Really?
not like that Tony Stark had to be like the introduction into Spider-Man.
Yeah. Oh, see, I liked because in
It's like
this
Tony Stark is like half the reason that Spider-Man is like Spider-Man or something.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck off.
well, he was basically like he did in Civil War. He's like, you've got all the skills. He's like, I can just give you some tools.
Right.
And so he does that, and then he gives them the suit, and then I know you don't like the bits about how much the suit can do and stuff like that, which I don't disagree
You
with.
listen to everything. Like, how do you put all this in the suit?
I don't want. Well, that I'll buy into because if he can do well, that should have his suit.
Yeah,
why not?
true. Right, yeah.
But like it was, Spider-Man can be kept simpler. He doesn't need like electric webs and stuff
Exactly.
like that. But
Otherwise,
be that what it was.
minor
But,
gripe.
like I think they did a good job, and it's what they did with Stark.
What's the next killer too? Is Vulture.
Yeah, he was good.
He's
Keaton
awesome.
was really
I
good.
think Bird people is
But-
going to play. He's been typecast.
He's-
Birdman.
Yeah, exactly. So a bat was like the bird of mammals.
That's right.
So yeah, he's like Is Beetlejuice? Does Beetlejuice stand for bird? Is that what
Probably.
he translates to? I don't know, we'll find out. But Beetlejuice Goes Hawaiian, which was a real movie that was being developed. It was way back in the day when they were still developing Superman Returns. And Kevin Smith was writing it as The Death of Superman. They had him pegged for 2 projects. It was either going to be the Death of Superman movie, which eventually became Superman Returns with no Death of Superman and all that, or Beetlejuice Goes Hawaiian. And he's like, I don't want anything to do with that because I don't want to be the guy.
Beetlejuice Goes Hawaiian.
Yeah, he's like, I don't want to be the guy who's like, who I would have hated was like, how do you make a Beetlejuice movie without Tim Burton and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So he's like, I don't want anything to do
Goes
with it.
Hawaii.
Yeah, but
well, that sounds fucking.
That's
awesome.
not as MCU as I would want it to be.
I guess not.
But yeah, so they did a lot of good things. I liked that it was younger.
Yes.
It was I liked high school
like
version.
A fucking origin story. Like, Jesus, man.
Like origin. Well, for people who are so
bit by a spider, you can just say it in like first 5 seconds.
And that's exactly what they did in this one. He's literally just talking to his friends. Like, so you got bit by a spider. Yep, solved. I mean, some people aren't so simple, and I mean, like, that was the thing with the other 2 Spider-Man movies. They did it twice. And it was just
that's like, dear God.
Yeah,
it's like doing a reboot. Your reboot's worse than the one you're rebooting.
Yeah. Well, it depends. I never cared for what it's worth. People loved Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
No, they.
I know what you're talking about.
Sam Raimi
Doc
one.
Ock.
Yeah, I hated it.
So did I.
I hated it, and that was up until Jumanji beat it. That was the highest grossing Sony movie.
I think of Jumanji.
Yeah, Jumanji, you did it. Thanks, The Rock.
Thanks, Kevin Smith. Or Kevin Hart.
That's the last time you heard Todd say that.
Fuck. Yeah, you got that right.
So now we get to Thor Ragnarok.
Budget. Oh, awesome.
It was so good.
Awesome movie.
See, now we're in the zone where they know Marvel movies are blockbusters. We're gonna get what we want out of them. And
awesome. Great explanation as to where
now,
Hulk went. They morphed in. It's essentially Planet Hulk. That's exactly what it is. And they added Thor, and it was awesome.
Yeah, they did a really good job because they can't legally have an Incredible Hulk movie that's just an Incredible Hulk yet.
Oh, like he's got
because
you're right.
Even
they don't have the rights.
Yeah, because even like that last MCU one, the Incredible Hulk was a Universal property.
Yep.
So we're kind of
big things with Hulk in that movie too, man.
We're up the creek there, but again,
he's starting to change and shit. He's not.
But they're proving what they can do
if
you let them have control. It's like, here, you have the money. Let us
just let us do
control.
Get your fucking nose out of our pie. You know, we just made fucking 12 movies in a row. Yeah. Blockbusters. Okay, do you not you trust us? Okay, fuck off.
All of which were number ones.
Yeah, fuck right off.
100%.
You can come to them. Can I dick with your script? I don't know. But track record sort of speaks ridiculously for itself, but I'm still going to Super Mario Brothers, your fucking movie.
And this is where you see the difference between.
Well, they're their own shit, though. They always were. They were always running their own thing. I think even when Disney bought them, like, you got to keep us as like our own separate entity.
Yeah.
And, like.
Yeah, it's not.
Just give us some bucks and.
Yeah, it's not like It's not like Bob Iger's calling the shots. Kevin Feige's calling the shots still. So now they're starting to give new directors chances.
Fun movie too.
And they're getting people. They're like, oh, this guy's cool. Let's see what he can do with this.
They totally listened. I guess Chris Hemsworth came to them and said, "Can we make like a non like this thick this?"
That was the problem with the Dark
He's like, can we make it? I think he literally said, like, can we make it more like Guardians of the Galaxy? Is what I had read.
Yeah,
and they were like, you know what I mean? Change the tone, make it a little lighter. He's like, it's always so heavy with Thor, you know, like my brother, my father.
Well, and it's what worked with the first one was it had some fun to it.
Yeah.
The second one, super serious, didn't work.
No.
Third one,
awesome.
They did it exactly right, and it speaks to it speaks to Thor's character because he's so confident and he's so. All these different things. So the way he acts in it makes perfect sense.
He does a movie like
a nice relationship between the brothers in it again.
Yes.
And then
his relationship with Hulk was cool. I liked when he was speaking to Hulk and Hulk was throwing the ball up against the wall. He's being like a spoiled little baby.
Right? I liked it because they did it well, but I was really hoping that I don't want to hear Hulk talk like the puny god.
Right.
That was enough for me. I was like, I don't need another goddamn word in it. But it was, and I was kind of like, but at the same time, I understand he's spending half of his screen time with the Hulk. So you're gonna have to get something out of him. And I was like, okay, I get it. I let it go, and I know he talks in the car. I know there's a point now where he's just the Hulk, but he's as smart as Banner, and he's doing all the science. Okay.
I mean,
I get it,
in the comic book storyline, because he was Bruce Banner, like, mind with the Hulk body, he wasn't as strong. Like, he was still ridiculously strong, but he couldn't reach the levels because the Banner mind is holding the rage back somewhat.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that's going to come into play.
That might
going to be a thing.
I don't want to lose Mark Ruffalo to this, though. Like, he'll still mocap and all that, but I don't want him to... Well, I don't want him to just be the Hulk.
Oh, he's not going to be.
No.
People like the Mark Ruffalo.
That's the thing.
Here's the thing is, like, they took Hulk back old school, where, like, Bruce Bixby turns into the Hulk for a while and then comes back, and that's what I think this audience likes, because if you had all Hulk, he's not relatable. Yeah. He's not a relatable character. He's my favorite. Well, I don't know if I think Black Panther might be my favorite. I don't know, man.
Back in the day, Hulk was your number one, and
Wolverine was your number two.
I remember that very well.
Time getting older.
Yeah. The same street. Well, that was a funny thing in Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee. Even Patton Oswalt said that they asked who his favorite superhero was, and he really took a minute. He's like, as I'm getting older, I think it's Spider-Man. Yeah. And I was just like, it's interesting that it changes over time like that. You would think, especially with these things, it's whatever you lock onto when you're a kid or whatever. But now
you lose the Hulk love.
No, but it's just funny to see a person,
and I really like
the way they connect to a character changing and stuff like that. So it's really interesting. Yeah, Drax has been great.
Drax is fucking great written character. But like back like the Hulk, we like Mark Ruffalo.
Yes.
That's like a lot of people said, like, they were bothered by Infinity War because it's all Mark Ruffalo. Yeah. But I mean, whatever. They wrote the fucking movie, man.
Yeah.
Obviously that if, we don't know, but if fucking he's going to be Mark Ruffalo, that in the next one, there's going to be a shit ton of Hulk.
Yeah. Well, and here's the problem, too. If you have Hulk right away, because this movie has to be them losing.
Oh, yeah.
There can't be a version, like, you can't end this movie and go, like, this movie's going to continue, but we've got the upper hand. That's not how these movies work. Nope. I was like, think of any movie that's split into two. You're in a bad place. Even Twilight, Breaking Dawn Part 1 ends with her potentially dead.
Heartbreaker.
Right? And then, like, The Matrix, he's all laid up. Like, there's no such version as everything's okay.
Empire Strikes Back and gets his hand chopped off, and the baddest dude in the universe is his dad.
Yeah. And what does... And one of the many things that didn't work about Independence Day Part 2, they had the upper hand at the end. They're like, we're going to go get them now. And everyone's like, yeah. And I'm like, no, you just fucked everything up. Yeah. So you took a Hemsworth and you fucked it up. And that's almost impossible.
True that. So, that's Miley Cyrus's job.
Hello. She likes salvia.
She's a bad girl.
But she's got big teeth and enjoys salvia. Hates her dad. I get it.
Yeah,
I hate her dad too. But yeah, so I mean that leaves Thor Ragnarok very funny. Awesome. I loved the was Kurg
Kurg. Oh, that's what I was laughing for. He's like, oh man,
voiced by Taika Waititi.
I stepped on him, and I think he's dead. I stepped on him during battle, and I just felt so bad. I've just been carrying him around.
Yeah, we carrying him. Oh, you're alive. He's like, you're alive. So good. And I didn't know. I just figured he got like that was Taika Waititi getting some like New Zealand friend or something like that to me, and it was actually him.
He was great in it too.
God. Yeah, so I mean, I'm down with whatever they're going to do with him moving forward.
They're going to use him, that's for sure.
They're definitely going to use him. And so that brings us to our most recent Black Panther.
Awesome.
Fantastic.
Now, it didn't have nearly the action I was expecting or wanted, but at the end of the movie, it didn't matter.
I have no expectation for action in these now because of the things that I liked about other ones where there was action, and I'm like, I like the character.
I was mad that they killed Ulysses Claw.
I was mad about that because I'm such a fan of...
I know, Andy Serkis. I want to see him again. Like,
I don't care if that was, like, moment for moment from that comic.
Yeah.
I was like, no, you just keep him because he's rad.
And a lot of people were saying how they sympathized with Killmonger. I understood where Killmonger was coming from, but I never sympathized with him. I thought he was an asshole from frame one. Yeah. And people would go, I get it. He's actually the good guy. And I was like, no, he's not. What's wrong with you?
I honestly think that it was his like New Yorkie kind of accent that made it so. Because he's sitting there, he's like, this is what this is all like and stuff like that. Right. And I'm like, no, you don't sound like you belong here. Yeah. I was like, you don't have a place here just because you have like,
And you based it solely on his New York accent. Not his actions, not anything. You're like, he doesn't belong here because of his New York accent.
No, I think that the performance of the actor and the accent being a part of that choice takes him out of contention, thereby all of his actions may have no...
Well, they didn't anyways.
Well, they didn't, but it was just emphasized, It was just like, what are you doing? It was like, you had a chance to win me over, and it's like, but you sound like Apollo Creed's son bitching.
Yeah, that scene was awesome though. I was crying at the end of that movie too, when he brings him up to see the sunrise and stuff. I was like, oh man, Black Panther, what a good dude.
Yeah, it was good. But so I'm looking forward to see what comes out of that. Awesome. And I hate even saying it, but it was awesome for, just the black community that they got a movie like this. Because the last one that even came close was Blade.
Yeah.
Other than
there's been
Black
lots
Lightning
of
whatever.
No, there's been lots of, but not like this. The whole movie was like every fucking character in it, other than friggin' Buddy and Bucky, were black. Like it was awesome.
It was all about everything was just
a great story. It was
community.
It was killer. The women were hot as a fuck too.
Oh, God, yeah.
Those ball of black women, God
damn. Yeah, Denai Guerrero was fantastic.
Oh, I
thought
I wanted all those women to put me in a corner and beat the living shit out of me.
Nice.
I had a boner the whole time. He's jerking off, beat him off even worse. I'm like, yeah.
Denai Guerrero, to me, seems like the next Grace Jones.
Yeah, I can see it.
She's got, without being scary, Grace Jones.
A lot of them in the...
powerful, formidable.
A lot of the Wakandan women... that was the thing, too, because the women were strong.
Yes.
The women were the ones who went and fought, female lions. It was like a double empowerment movie. Women, black people.
Yeah.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah. Black man, you get a little bit, too, but come on.
Yeah, you got to be Black Panther.
Yeah.
They didn't put you on SNL until way too late, but
Yeah. No, I was really happy that came out because I want to get to the point for everybody's sake where we don't have to point out how great it is that they finally did that.
Right.
It should just be something that's happening.
And look what it took. It took a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
It took a Marvel movie.
Yeah, and people look down on it.
Yeah, I know, but it's funny, right? Because they're making, now they're going to have, DC beat them with Wonder Woman, but,
Yeah, well,
all right.
But, it's...
It took a giant blockbuster company to make, not the first, because I know there's movies up there with black directors and all black cast, but this is a fucking $250 million movie.
Yeah. And so these women are setting superhero entertainment women ahead, while Allison Mack's setting them back with her sex trade stuff. But another time.
Fuck, I wanted to talk about that.
Okay,
don't forget that. We'll talk about it later. Not today. We'll do it next episode.
We'll get to it. So where do we see us going from here? Not just Avengers, but beyond.
Okay, well, I think that a bunch of them are going to die.
Yeah.
They're going to be a new Avengers team.
Yeah.
It's going to be Captain Marvel, Ant-Man, Wasp, Vision, Scarlet Witch, not Iron Man, the other one.
Iron Giant.
Iron Moon. Who did I say? Black Panther, Captain Marvel, Ant-Man, Wasp, Vision, Scarlet Witch, and Mrs. Marvel. Did I say Miss Marvel already?
Yeah, Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel. And Mrs. Marvel, the stretchy Marvel. I don't know how they'll introduce her. That's going to be the new team.
Yeah.
Eventually, they're going to do another giant story arc where it's going to end with the Secret Wars, where the Beyonder is going to take them all. And now it's been so long that Chris Evans and Tony Stark and all these guys, it'll be 10 years again. They'll want to play the characters again, and we'll see them again in the Beyonder's realm.
That's really interesting.
And then some of them will come back, and they'll form the new Avengers team, where Black Panther and Captain America fight over who's going to be the leader.
Yeah.
They don't fight. It's just kind of who's going to be the leader.
Yeah, it's internal struggle.
Yeah.
But
and that's what I don't know who's
interesting.
Who's going to be in between. Oh, Doctor Strange will join the new Avengers too.
Yes.
But that's I don't know what movies will be in between.
You're not going to get a lot of Benedict Cumberbatch Doctor Strange, I don't think.
He's too popular.
He's
too into doing other shit, right?
He's too in demand, and he likes the
no Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
No Doctor Strange. He'll make some appearances when needed.
I think that's going to be a big thing. Is you're going to get a lot of people dipping in and out. count on a Scarlet Witch movie. Or not Scarlet Witch, I was going to say Scarlett Johansson, a Black Widow movie.
Oh, they said that they were, yeah, but you never know now, right?
That would be a good movie. Count on it. She has come out and said, because I guess people have been talking about it more and more, and she's like, it needs to be like an interesting level of funny and badass and this kind of thing. It's got to be something.
You get real action scenes too, then.
Yes.
Like not CG ones. It's like you never kick.
And she has a ton of, because she's not a superhero, she has a ton of like really interesting struggle too, and they cover. And that's another thing about Avengers too.
That they cover that she's human too,
and that she's got this whole thing of like being the spy, and you know, like the world, like her own country, like you know, America hating her but also loving her,
right?
And like all this kind of stuff going on in her head, and the kind of brainwashing stuff, and there's so much to go on, and it's like they can,
cock.
Yeah. So, I mean, there's a lot that can be done.
You know something's going to go on there because right when Hulk saw.
Yeah. Right
when Green Rage, I've been out of the Hulk for years or whatever it's been. The moment he sees Black Widow, he friggin' comes out of it.
I want him to come back and, like, see her, and she's now dating some just random dude.
End this thing.
End this thing. This is a long one.
I know, holy fuck.
Okay, I thought this was going to be 15 minutes. But we always think that. Our average episode of Miscast commentary is around 2 hours.
The movie is usually 73 minutes. We talk for 2.
Yeah.
And then we talk about something else for an hour.
I have a secret for you. We're self-indulgent attention seekers.
We should have been pouring chocolate on our naked bodies when we said that. Cut it in. Cut it in.
All right, guys. Well, hopefully this has been somewhat of a unique... We're probably the only people talking about the MCU today on YouTube, right?
I think so.
Right? Yeah, nobody else is worried about this stuff.
I can't wait till we can do our real review of the movie, still just spoilers.
Next week we'll talk about it.
And nobody listens, so like nobody's gonna, you know.
There we go.
BJ Mendelsohn would be like, you ruined the Avengers! Sorry, BJ.
I love you, BJ. So we'll talk to you in a couple of weeks. We will see you next week with another one of these. Probably another sketch coming in the near future, too. And as always, more Miscast commentary, so make sure to find us on SoundCloud and iTunes for all that good stuff. Find us exactly where you're currently finding us now.
Sitting somewhere in this room.
Follow us on Twitter.
In your dream.
Make sure to click the likes and the subscribe buttons. They're in this general area down there. Yeah. I'm going to try and find a way to make it so we don't have to sit so close to each other.
No, I like it. It's getting me, this side of me is getting sweaty.
Yeah. See, for me, it's this side. I don't know what it is.
It's passing through.
Oh, nice.
It's called the heat path.
That just means I'm not even a person.
It's called science. Fuck.
All right, guys. We'll see you. And cut. Yeah, almost.
She's killing me.
Sorry.
Oh, God. You're such a slave monster. Yo, buddy, look at these. They missed. Holy fuck. They never get that part.
What are you talking about? They, me. I did this.
Oh, Jesus. I paid for this.
Captain America's dying. He's like, if only I had my original shield. Oh, no. That's my fault, isn't it?
They don't make them like this anymore, baby.
Captain America's dying. He's like, if only I had my original shield. Oh, no. That's my fault, isn't it? But yeah, some people, they just want to be like friggin' Like
I wonder who it is.
Of Mice and Men.
Who do you
There's
think,
a lot
like,
of
I
those
wonder who
guys.
it is. I know there probably is, like the Kevin Spacey. I'm an actor's actor.
Sean
I would be in
Penn.
this movie, and yeah.
Well, Kevin Spacey says a lot of things that a lot of people don't like. Put all those little boys in this room. But, you know, it's just him and...
That's your dressing room, Kevin.
It's just him and certain X-Men directors.
Yeah.
That I won't name. It could be one or both. Or all.
Yeah.
But that's, you know, maybe none. Maybe. I'll never tell.
I'll never tell.
Oh, Jesus. So, yeah, I apologize for looking up, but I've got the list. And
I've been looking at it the whole time.
Oh, shit. Oh, okay. Well, I'll somehow have to...
Okay, y'all look at them now. You look at there.
Okay. All right, guys.
He's got 3D eyes.
I do. They pop out. They pop out when I see pretty ladies, but only for that.